Hello, welcome to this update. So let's see the severe weather for for the U.S. and Canada. So today, in terms of severe weather, we have a marginal risk in a part of New York and Lake Erie, and another marginal risk, a bigger one from Georgia to Connecticut, including parts of the Middle Atlantic and the East. So let's see what's happening. So tornado threat less than 2%, wind in both of those areas, and hail less than 5%. So it's just some strong storms with gusty winds, and some storms in the south too, and parts of the west. So let's see. Strong thunderstorms keep losing isolated damaging winds may occur this afternoon across parts of the southern Appalachians into the Middle Atlantic and southern New England. So be aware there. For today and tomorrow, just some storms in the south, in the southeast, south part of the west, and some more storms in the Great Basin and the northwest. And day 3, here, just a general risk of storms too, in the south and kind of the north. So be aware. And let's see what it shows for the storms today. So let's see. It shows some storms firing there in Tennessee, parts of North Carolina, in the Appalachians, and then continuing off towards the coast, and shows like very strong this evening in like Southern Virginia, North Carolina. So be careful there. It also shows some storms in New York there, Northern New York, some showers, maybe a storm or two in Rhode Island and parts of Connecticut. And let's see, it shows the storms in the south, a lot of rain in Texas and Florida, and more storms this afternoon in Florida. So be aware there. But I think the greatest threat is like from the Appalachians to the coast of of North Carolina and Virginia. So be careful there. And let's see. This is a map for today, the rain and the storms. Tomorrow, some flooding and critical fire. Day 3, some mixed precipitation. So let's see, precipitation today shows us more in the Gulf there, close to 2 inches in Texas, southeastern Texas, more for central Texas there, some in New Mexico, more throughout Virginia, North Carolina because of the storms, and some areas there in Florida, the storms and other areas. Day 2 shows a lot in central western Texas, close to 2.5 inches, be careful there. And let's see, still on the Texas coast, close to 2 inches. Let's see, more in the east in Florida, so be aware. Day 3, still more in Texas and the south, and in Idaho and Montana too. Day 4, more in those areas, Wyoming and Colorado, but specifically more a lot in the south, close to 2 inches, near Louisiana, Mississippi, and all the way to Arkansas, 1.5 inches. So be careful there. More rain for Florida, Texas, other areas. Day 5 for Thursday, so day 4 was Wednesday, so for Thursday, more in Alabama, Tennessee, especially southern Mississippi, Louisiana, more than 1 inch. And let's see, some in the Great Lakes and other areas. Day 6, Friday, more across the east and southeast, so be careful there. Let's see more through North Carolina, Florida, Louisiana, Georgia, so be aware there. Day 7, still leaving the east coast there, more throughout Florida, all of the east into Canada, and the Gulf still. Day 1 through 7 shows a lot in the Gulf, the accumulation of all the 7 days, a lot in Texas, through Florida, especially on the coasts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and a lot across the east coast. So be careful there. With the rain, excessive rain, just a marginal in Texas, Louisiana for flash flooding potential, marginal in Texas, New Mexico, and a marginal in parts of the east there in the Appalachians. Be careful. Tomorrow, there's another marginal, parts of North and South Carolina there, and Georgia, and a slight in central Texas there, central to western Texas, and a marginal, so be careful. Maybe some heavier downpours tomorrow there. Day 3, a marginal in Texas, Oklahoma. Day 4, another marginal from Texas to southern Illinois for Wednesday. Day 5, another marginal moving east on Thursday. So be careful there. Snow, nothing. Let's see, day 2. Day 3, nothing. So let's see. And the heat risk is still kind of major on the northwest, moderate on the southeast. Monday, more moderate and major on the northwest, on the southeast. Tuesday, some more major heat risk in parts of South Dakota, some moderate on the southwest and southeast. Wednesday, more major heat risk on the west and southwest there, be careful. Then on the southeast in Florida, some major as well. Next Thursday, more major in south central Florida, some moderate into Georgia, and some extreme in Arizona, Los Angeles, and areas of Southern California, including the valley, some major heat risk there, and some moderate heat risk in the northwest. Friday, more extreme heat risk in Arizona and southernmost California there, and including, let's see, some major heat risk in some areas, and more in the northwest, moderate on the southeast. Saturday, some more moderate and major in Florida, and even some extreme heat risk in parts of the Keys there. That's crazy. And still some moderate to major and extreme heat risk in the southwest. So be careful there. The high temperatures show like 110, 109 in the southwest. Let's see, some 90s, 100s in the northwest, some 90s in the southeast as well, some 80s in the central areas. Let's see, day 2 shows more 90s on the southeast, some higher 90s in the northwest, in the north, more 90s there, and up to 108 in California, 109 there in Arizona. Day 3 shows more 90s on the southeast, some areas, some 70s and 80s, and let's see, in the southwest shows like 111 in California, Arizona, 110, 104, 108, some 90s and 100s along the valleys there, so be careful, very hot. In places like Death Valley could be almost 120, so be aware there. And day 4 shows more 100s there, all the way to 114 between California and Arizona, some 104 along the valleys there, so be careful. This is for Wednesday, and some very dark colors there in the valleys, so be careful in Death Valley and some other areas. Let's see. And day 4, still some 90s in Florida, some 80s, and some 80s in the plains and low 90s. Let's see. Day 5, more 90s on the northwest, 100s in the southwest. Let's see, some 80s into the Midwest, some 90s in Florida. For Thursday, day 6, let's see, some 100s in the southwest, some 90s there, 100s, 90s in the northwest, 90s in Texas. And day 7, let's see, more 100s on the southwest, 100s in the valleys, 90s in the northwest and the south. But I think day 5 will be the most extreme day on the southwest. Like, this is next Thursday, so let's see there. It shows, let's see, some 100s in the upper valleys there of California, some 100 there, but right on the southwest shows like 116 degrees between Arizona and California, so it will be very scorching hot in those areas. Please be careful. In places like Death Valley, those very dark colors could be more than 120 degrees there, so yeah, be careful. Let's see, the hazards, just some heat advisory in the northwest, but soon they might have some for California, and some red flag warnings there. Even some fog advisories near the coast, so let's see. So be aware nothing crazy. And in terms of fire danger, let's see, it's just isolated dry thunderstorms possible today in Oregon, Nevada, and Idaho, and in Utah. And tomorrow is the big day. It shows like an elevated from parts of South Dakota, Nebraska, and northern Colorado, and that's critical there in parts of northeastern California, Nevada, and Oregon. So be careful there, not to cause any fires because of the wind and the dryness and everything, and be careful with active fires. So an isolated dry thunderstorms in a large area from a large area of Nevada into Idaho, even southwestern Washington and Oregon, and elevated too. So be careful. Let's see. They say fire weather concerns are expected in parts of the Pacific Northwest, Great Basin, as well as central northern high plains on Monday afternoon. So be careful there. Let's see. For Canada, it shows some thunderstorms with some gusty winds there in Alberta, but nothing crazy. In the Northwestern Territories, nothing. British Columbia, no major thunderstorm forecast. Some storms in southeastern Ontario and central Ontario possible. Some minor storms with some wind and small hail. And in Quebec, some minor storms too, some gusty winds. Be aware. In Atlantic Canada, some minor storms in Labrador there, near Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. So let's see what it shows here. It shows like in Western Canada, there's the rain, parts of British Columbia and Alaska, and even through Yukon, some snow there. And then Monday still shows some showers, maybe a storm or two in Alberta. And let's see, especially to Tuesday, some more storms in Alberta, Saskatchewan. That system goes there. More rain in those areas, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday. That bigger system comes to the coast there by like Thursday, more rain there. It keeps going, some snow in the mountains there. And let's see, Central Canada, it shows that system leaving Ontario and to Quebec, more storms there, and some showers behind it, and some showers or storms like this evening, maybe into tomorrow in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, going to Ontario there. And then shows those storms from Western Canada coming on Tuesday into Manitoba and Saskatchewan, continuing to Quebec and Ontario on Wednesday and Thursday. In Eastern Canada, it shows that big system now going from Quebec, from Ontario to Quebec, some heavy rain, and then it goes there into Quebec. Some shows the front there, might leave some storms in the south, goes into Labrador by Monday, some more rain there, and then it goes away. Might leave some snow in northernmost Quebec there, and then the front leaves Atlantic Canada by like Tuesday afternoon. So yeah, and some new systems later, especially by Wednesday and Thursday, we might have some storms there, especially this bigger system there, look, by Saturday the 7th, so we have to watch that as well, even for the U.S. So let's see here. This is the HER. It shows that rain in Quebec and those storms there. Shows a considerable line of storms. The HER showing maybe some very gusty winds there through Quebec, some gusty thunderstorms with some heavy rain in spots there, even into Maine and New Brunswick and other areas. So be aware there. Might be a pop-up storm or two in Ontario behind it. So yeah, be aware there. And in Mexico shows a lot of robust storms there, along with Texas, and yeah. So let's see. The temperatures, it's still warm there in the southwestern part of Canada, especially like 30 degrees, 29 in British Columbia. Let's see, 29, 30 in Alberta, Saskatchewan, 28. So be aware there. Warmer in parts of Labrador, like 18 degrees. And let's see, it's colder during the night, and but during the day it comes right back close to 33, 34 degrees in parts of Alberta and Saskatchewan tomorrow. So be aware of the heat, and then it keeps going into Tuesday, more heat there, 31 degrees, 28. So yeah, and it would just keep moving east. So yeah, be aware. Wind gusts show stronger with that system in Ontario and Quebec, especially on Hudson Bay. Gusty winds through Labrador by Monday into northern Quebec there. That big Pacific cyclone going towards Alaska. We have gusty winds in southern Alaska there, and all that rain and stuff into Yukon and northwestern territories, some more gusty winds as well. And yes, even to the northeastern US and parts of eastern Canada by Saturday, because of that system forming there. Looks a lot like a nor'easter, that system, like with a lot of rain and very gusty winds coming up the coast there. So we have to watch that. And yes, and stay safe.